Hi all, welcome to the Marquee Matchups predictions for the 26th of September. Apologies for this being up later than usual, just been quite hectic my end, and hopefully we can get this up and running from every week. It looks like it's staying on a Thursday, so we will end up getting our predictions live on a Friday. So keep your eyes peeled for that on a Friday morning, get up nice and early. And also I'm part of the Predictors League for another year, so welcome to check out everyone involved in that. We much appreciate, just to give you an idea in terms of the predictors. So all the games that I will feature are the ones that I've found for this week. I haven't had too much time to sit down and look over everything, but hopefully find it useful still. So Man United Arsenal is the first game. Quite a strong fancy actually. It's one of the four that I would recommend. From a Manchester United perspective, I've thrown in McTominay. Arsenal is holding, and then just put in a couple rares, and then just tried to make sure it's at least maximum 78 rated. But going by Liverpool Chelsea, that was 74, so I would imagine you don't have to go too much higher. Atletico Madrid Real Madrid is the next one I really quite fancy. Adan and Valverde are my Atletico and Real Madrid players respectively. Now I have built quite a high rated squad, as you can tell by Inigo Martinez, Januzaj, Joaquim, Escudero, obviously Adan himself. I will probably adjust it accordingly, but regardless, as long as you've got, I would say, a decent rated gold squad, you should be well prepared for it. All ends up regardless. But I would say Man United and Atletico Madrid are strong sevens in my opinion. Now Bordeaux and PSG is the French game that has been looks like the feature. Now I haven't put any Bordeaux or PSG players, I will admit. I've kind of slipped up there, but at the same time they may not need you to necessarily require the players, but I would imagine in Bordeaux and PSG's case they probably would. So as long from a PSG perspective, you may find Sergio Rico being a very popular shout, and in a Bordeaux perspective maybe someone like Pablo at centre back. But we haven't obviously featured either of those players, but I would still recommend at least preparing yourself. Osaka Derby of Cerezo Osaka and Gamba Osaka I quite fancy as either a wild card or a strong shout. My recommendation is at least cover a few nationalities, but also cover enough Japanese players. We've thrown in 7 Japanese players, but we've made sure that we've got a Brazilian, a Polish player, a Swede, and I cannot remember what nationality Martinez is. But regardless, we've prepared for a nation's respective, a rarity, and Japan. So as long as you're prepared on that emphasis. Poland is the Krakow Derby, Wisla versus Cracovia. Same rules apply. Cover enough Polish players, then enough different nationalities, and then enough rarities. Then that way you're at least prepared for all eventualities. But as long as you've got enough silvers, and even throw a few even throwing bronzes in never hurts as well, because we don't know if there's going to be a ratings requirement in terms of, as we saw, minimum bronze, or if they go like a ratings requirement like say minimum 67. I hope not, but it depends how they implement this year. Mexico is America versus Guadalajara. This one I would not be surprised to see, but the question is, where do they go with this one? Do they make it a ratings? So like I've got quite a lot of golds, but I've thrown in some silvers and a bronze. Do they go like a mix of silver? Like do they go only 70 rated, so you just need a handful of silvers, a few bronzes and a few golds? Do you need some rares? Do you need so many Mexicans? Do you need nationalities? It is difficult to truly say, but as long as you're prepared with all implements, then you should be sorted. Then Greece, as usual, is AEK versus Panathinaikos. As usual with this, like in this case, you don't usually prepare for the league because there's only 4 teams, but what you want to be prepared for is at least a number of the teams, because a lot of the times people will prepare that full squad. They might not go necessarily Greece, but it might go the rarities or certain ratings, and then it's just a case of building around that. Now the last route that I've built up, but one route I have forgotten to mention as well, is Galatsaray Fenerbahce, a very strong fancy as well. But with the Sweden one, is Goteborg versus Hacken, could easily feature as well. Same as we mentioned with like Poland, Japan, is just cover rarities, Swedish players, then at least a number of players from within the league, and then different ratings. I've obviously got a full squad of silver with Grandquist supplementing just a high rated gold. He definitely helps, I would say, especially if they were to throw a ratings requirement. Now, in terms of my 4 that I fancy, and then if I was to say a wild card, Madrid Derby is one that I really fancy. Then the Galatsaray Fenerbahce, which I had meant to feature, is another one that I quite rate. Manchester United versus Arsenal, and then the Osaka Derby. If I was to go another option, I would probably say America versus Guadalajara, or the game between Wisla Krakow versus Cracovia. So I hope you find that useful, folks. As I said, when I come to do properly again for this week on from Friday onwards, but I hope you've still found this useful regardless, folks. As I said, let me know in the comments down below what you fancy for the marquee matchups and the respective packs for this week. Take easy all, thanks for watching, smash likes, sub to the channel if you're new, follow me on Twitter at GZLegend. Take easy all, and I'll catch you all later.